Welcome back. Well, today's higher interest rates won't last forever. The Federal Open Market Committee meets next week and is expected to cut interest rates for the first time since 2020. Investment advisor Brian Myrow joins me live today to discuss. Brian, thank you so much for joining us. And what should we be prepared for as we approach a Fed meeting next week?
Well, hi, Carrie. Thanks for having me today. You know, most analysts, they expect the Fed to cut rates by 1/4 of a percentage point. Now, this will be one of several expected rate cuts by the end of 2024. Now, the majority of these projections and predictions that we're seeing are that by the end of the year, there's going to be a total interest rate cut of at least 1%.
And wow. And Brian, what is the goal of cutting interest rates and why should we be concerned?
Well, Carrie, the main goal over the past few years has been to try and control and lower this substantially high inflation we've been dealing with. Now, everything from our gas to our groceries, you know, it's just costing more. And we've all felt the pain of higher prices when going to the store or in any of our purchases. Now, the Fed is still concerned about inflation, and they're keeping an eye on that. But they feel like it's time to lower interest rates in order to stimulate the economy. And cutting rates makes borrowing money cheaper and encourages both consumers and businesses to spend, invest, and to take loans. And when central banks like the Federal Reserve reduce interest rates, the cost of borrowing decreases, which can boost consumption, business expansion, and investments. And this is often done during times of economic slowdown.
And what are some of the strategies to consider while interest rates are still higher?
Well, Carrie, here's a couple of strategies you might want to consider. You want to take advantage of higher interest rates by placing funds in high yield savings accounts at this time or short-term certificates of deposits. Now, we're still seeing these in the 4 to 5% range at this time. Now, fixed annuities are also another great option. You know, with these, you can lock in higher interest rates for a longer period of time, and we're seeing those rates still in the 5 to 6% range. Now, if possible, you want to postpone any large purchases that would require financing, such as homes or cars, you know, until the interest rates become more favorable, which looks like it's going to be very soon.
And on the flip side, what are some of the strategies that we could consider as those interest rates decrease?
Well, Carrie, you know, it'll vary as more rate cuts come through the pipeline, but here's a couple of thoughts to consider in the upcoming months. You want to look at your mortgages and your loans. You know, as rates come down, you'll have the opportunity to get a lower rate mortgage. Now, if you already have a mortgage or other high interest loans, you want to consider looking into refinancing to lock into a lower interest rate. Now, this can significantly reduce your monthly payments and your overall interest cost. You also want to think about looking at investing into equities. You know, with lower interest rates, return on bonds and savings accounts, these decrease, you know, which drives more investors into equities and stocks in search for higher returns. Now, stock markets often perform well when interest rates are low, you know, as companies can borrow money at a lower interest rate to fund their growth.
Brian, anything else you want to leave us with today?
Well, Carrie, you know, you got to have a good game plan for your finances and your investments. You know, no matter where interest rates and the economy are, you know, you need to have a long-term plan to reach your financial goals. Now, today, I'm offering a free in-depth portfolio analysis and a retirement analysis for all of our viewers. And in the analysis, we can determine if your investments are balanced and make sure that you're not paying any unnecessary fees and expenses. We look at tax inefficiencies. And we can also give you a second opinion on where you stand in terms of the level of risk that you have and let you know if you can improve that. Now, this analysis will give you an idea on if you're on track with your retirement goals. Now, also, we're offering a free complimentary copy of my book titled Smart Money for the Backside of Life for anyone wanting to set a visit. Now, in my book, I discuss many different aspects of your financial plan and your retirement planning that folks typically deal with on the backside of life.
Well, you're going to want to text RETIRE to 915-233-2904 for your free retirement analysis, and you can set a visit to receive a copy of Brian's book, Smart Money for the Backside of Life. Again, that number is 915-233-2904 and text RETIRE. You can also visit their website online at www.myrowcapital.com/TV. Thank you so much for joining us, Brian. It was a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you, Carrie. Thanks for having me.